News for people who can't stand the news. Debbie Wasserman Schultz. I said earlier this week that I felt that Debbie Wasserman Schultz would be relieved of duty. Relieved of duty by 7. No, not by 7. By Sunday at 7. Hasn't happened yet, but it could. The media is circling the wagons on Debbie Wasserman Schultz, and not in a good way. They're getting some rope and a horse and a tree limb. Let me tell you why. This article was published in the Washington Post, and it says liberal pundits blame Debbie Wasserman Schultz, not Bernie Sanders, for Democrats' division. You see what they're doing there? The word is out. Go at Debbie. Blame Debbie. Debbie will fall on her sword for the Clinton dynasty, and she'll be rewarded handsomely later. See, that way they don't have to antagonize Bernie Sanders supporters. If they blame Bernie, Bernie supporters will never, ever, ever, ever join in with Hillary. You get it? But if you hang Debbie Wasserman out to dry, make her the bad guy, well, then you still got a shot, maybe. Because some people are gullible that way. And they don't watch Tim Black to know it's all a game. So that's why when Van Jones came out and, was it Kima? Or Mida? The Morning Joe lady. When she came out, Mika, yeah, that's it. When she came out, I was like looking at it like, you know what? There's a schedule to this. There's a strategy to this. There's too many people come out, and then Chris Hayes came out. And everyone's coming out trying to hatchet Debbie Wasserman. And you know what? I'm kind of for it, to be honest, because I can't stand her. But I also want us to be aware that this is all strategy. It's not because they're championing for the people. Okay? So any thoughts that you have that now things are correcting themselves and people are waking up to the BS, please put that aside and realize game recognized game. Anyway, let's get to this article so you can get a little bit more context to what I just put down. Democratic National Committee Chairman Debbie Wasserman Schultz says Bernie Sanders added fuel to the fire that raged at last weekend's chaotic Democratic convention in Nevada, criticizing him for choosing to denounce party leaders before condemning violence in a written statement. Liberal CNN commentator Van Jones sees things very differently. She says that Bernie's adding fuel to the fire. She just added fuel to the fire, Jones said. Tuesday, shortly after Wasserman Schultz said in an interview that Sanders' response to reports of a scuffle and threatening behavior by some of his supporters was anything but acceptable. I get so many problems with that conversation. I really do, guys. Scuffle. Someone, please. All right? Someone bring me a police report. There were police present. Where's the police report of a scuffle? People go to jail for scuffles. Where's the police report of a scuffle, of flying chairs? I need to see it. People had cell phones, smartphones, security cameras, CCTV. Show me the clip of the scuffle. Show me the eye socket damage. Show me the blood, the burned knuckles. People are comparing Bernie Sanders supporters to Trump supporters. The only difference is I saw people get beat up at Trump rallies. Please show me footage of it. I keep seeing these pundits on CNN go, oh, no, look. And it'll be a man picking up a chair and putting it down. And they go, oh, my God, look. And I saw the View. I saw Whoopi Goldberg. Oh, I can't believe it. People need to just calm down. He did. He put it down. What are you scared of, Whoopi? I'm through with him. I'm through with a fake outrage. What would you do in real life? You would probably go to a Trump rally and literally lay an egg. A whole carton of eggs. An 18-pack. I mean, come on. You're watching a guy pick up something and go, no, I'm good. And you're going, oh God, no, my hair is on fire. My hair is on fire. Shut the front door, sister. This is ridiculous. And they're all doing it. They're all in on it. Once again, the word goes out. I believe that emails are sent. All right, guys, everyone act offended. Everyone act afraid. This is your leader. And they all start doing stuff. They all go to the microphones. They all get out their smartphones. They all start recording stuff. They all go on TV. Everyone starts reiterating the same talking point. But somewhere along the line, like I said earlier, the word went out that people need not blame Bernie Sanders. Let Debbie blame Bernie, and then we'll throw Debbie under the bus. And then we'll have a shot with Bernie Sanders supporters. It's ridiculous, guys. All right, let me see if there's any more of this crap. I'm trying to get through it, guys, but it's very painful. I'm getting condensed shots of mainstream media into my bloodstream when I'm reading this crap. I'm having involuntary rejection of their BS. The only problem is that we have, well, this is Jones. This is Van Jones going on and on. Man, I tried to give you props last night, and I'm reading this, and I'm thinking maybe you're just trying to pull a fast one, Van. Van Jones went on to say, the problem that we have right now is that there has been this concern on part of Bernie's people that the DNC has been on Hillary's side. First of all, Bernie did say in his statement that he's against the violence. Also, if you want to talk about violence, only one person's been arrested. It was a Hillary Clinton supporter. Yeah. He did kind of score that one. I covered this story. He's talking about Wendell Pierce. Wendell Pierce from the Wire. Did you watch my video? You know what he did, right? Like he smacked a woman and grabbed her by the hair and choked her out, but he says that's not what happened at all. He said they were jumping on him and trying to drag him into the room. I reached out to Wendell Pierce for comment, and he ignored me. But that's what Van Jones is referring to. So if you're going to come out and you're going to talk about violence and you're the DNC chair, you have to be fair about it. I don't think she was fair. I think she actually made it worse now. We have to pull these people together. That did not happen. Van Jones is watching my videos, Van Jones. I know. Other people talked about it too. I'm just saying. Okay, so Pierce, we should note, is the former. I just told them who he was. Guy on the Wire. McNulty. The plural of MSNBC's Mika Brzezinski went further than Jones on Wednesday, calling for Wasserman Schultz to resign. Okay, Mika, give it to her, Mika. Can't stand your show, but I like this part. This has been very poorly handled from the start, Brzezinski said. It has been unfair, and they haven't taken him seriously. And it starts, quite frankly, with the person that we just heard speaking, Wasserman Schultz. It just does. She should step down. She should step down. Woo! Where's my applause button? Yay! Woo! Woo! Why is Mika saying it? What's going to happen? Lightning. Why is Mika being reasonable? Why is Mika saying what we've been saying for weeks? See how slow the gears of pandering shift? Because that's what's happening. I mean, seriously, guys. Jimmy Dore, Ed Schultz, Tim Black. Come on, man. That's it. That's your crew. That's your crew right there, guys. First to the party, not last to the party. Follow MSNBC. Oh, God. Why did I print that? Oh, here we go. Fellow MSNBC host Chris Hayes, meanwhile, said Tuesday that it's clear that Wasserman Schultz's fingers are on the scale. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. All right. Come on, man. I'm gonna need myself another stomach to eat all this BS. There's a lot of BS going on here, guys. Chris Hayes, snarky Chris Hayes, says Schultz finger is on the scale. It's on the snail. It's on the snark scale. Chris Hayes, you know what? No, guys, no. You don't get to go all the way down the hill, sabotaging Bernie Sanders at every turn, and now all of a sudden realize that you're taking a dip in the ratings, right? And the word go out in the Clinton kingdom, right? The Clinton darkness regime, that it's time to pull back, and now everyone's going to be play nicey with Sanders. No, they want something from us. They want our viewership, and I'm not prepared to give it to them. I'm not going to do it. You shouldn't do it either. It's a trick. They're going to punch you in the jaw and hide their hand, and then punch you in the jaw and hide your hand, and then go get you a steak for your eye. You hit me in the eye. That's what they're doing. Chris Hayes, guys. Chris Hayes was carpet bombing Bernie Sanders. He hit him with so many snarky questions in a row. It was pathetic. There should be a limit. I thought the snark meter was going to explode. It was ding, 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 ding. Did you see that interview? Did you see it? Now he wants to call out Schultz. Why didn't he call out Schultz during that interview? Schultz has been doing the same thing for months, since this thing started. 3 debates, down from 63 debates. Come on, guys. This is an extended Tim Black rant, mixed in with some news. It is clearly the case that when given the truth serum, Debbie Wasserman Schultz vastly prefers Hillary Clinton to be the nominee. Obviously, and to the extent that there are things that can be done institutionally and marginally to facilitate that outcome, they're being done, Hayes said. It is clearly the case that Chris Hayes is full of it, and that Chris Hayes is a part of the machine, the mainstream media machine, whose job is to sabotage Bernie Sanders' campaign, and that of any outsider would actually bring fundamental change to the status quo. That's also true, Chris Hayes. It's also true that I believe that you are full of it. And it is not good. It needs an enema. Are you guys falling for this? Please tell me you're not falling for it. Tim, just read it to us and keep it going. As the Democratic presidential nominating contest drags on, with the Republican race already over, left-leaning pundits are increasingly pinning the blame for disunity on the party boss instead of the underdog candidate who refuses to drop out. Sanders might be stubborn, but Wasserman Schultz drove him to it by favoring Clinton from the start. Or so the argument goes, and the situation in Nevada seems to have turned up the heat on some long-simmering tensions. See, this is their version of commentary. Listen, I disagree with this. Bernie Sanders was in this from the beginning. When you have millions and millions of people backing your campaign, you have an obligation to fulfill your campaign promise of going all the way to the convention. It has less to do with Wasserman Schultz. She only exasperates the situation. We're not running to change politics because of Wasserman Schultz. We're not staying in this because of Wasserman Schultz to defy her. We're doing it because we believe Bernie Sanders is the best. Do I have to say it? Do I have to say this? You know this, right? But do you see how condescending it is to suggest it is Wasserman Schultz who inspires us? Like, we're not inspired by making a change or positively. We're only reacting to negativity of Wasserman Schultz. And that's why we're in the race. And that's why Bernie's in the race. A 74-year-old senator from the state of Vermont is only campaigning this far because he wants to stick it to Debbie. Who cares about Debbie? This ain't about Debbie. Do you understand? The issues are this. If Hillary Clinton was a better person, and a candidate and citizen, politician, human being, right? It's sort of like a person, but different. Well, then maybe people would feel differently. If she were different, things would be different. She's the same, so things are as they are. That's the real problem. That's really what's going on here. It has less to do with the DNC than it has to do with what's going on with our country. Our problems are still our problems. And see, until we start addressing fracking, mass incarceration, police brutality, pollution, climate change, interventionist wars, scandals, dark money, money in politics, bailing out the banks, bailing out Wall Street. Until we address these issues, then you're not going to get to the real issue, which is we need a fundamental change in how we do business in America and how we deal with people, countries, surrounding countries, from Haiti to Honduras to Libya to Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico, hey! You understand what I'm saying? And when they do this, it means they're tone deaf, man. They just don't get it. When they deduce all of our work, all of our sacrifice down to contempt for Debbie Wasserman Schultz, it's a smack in the face to everything that we've been doing. Holla if you hear me. It's disrespectful. It is disrespectful, guys. Who wrote this crap? All right, so I'm going to give you a little bit more just because we want more context for it. At least then you know who to be upset with. They bring up things that are factual, like top complaints include briefly suspending the Sanders campaign access to a voter database and scheduling half as many primary debates as the Republicans did, and putting half of those events on weekend nights, allegedly to minimize exposure and insulate the front runner. The database suspension was a penalty imposed after Sanders acknowledged that a staffer improperly exploited a software glitch that allowed him to view confidential voter information held by the Clinton campaign. The DNC eventually sanctioned 4 additional debates, although only 3 have been held. We know this, but see, that's not all, though. That's not everything. That's not why we're still in the race. We're still in the race in spite of that. That's not why we're still in it. Guys are really ticking me off, man. Okay, so let's get to this. Here goes an article in HuffPost that I missed. It's back in December. Slate declared that Debbie Wasserman Schultz is acting just like the villain Bernie Sanders said she is. Well, yeah. But that's not why we're in the race. Okay. More recently, Esquire's Charles P. Pierce called for Wasserman Schultz ouster in March. Although for reasons unrelated to the 2016 primary, the liberal press isn't alone in this frustration. As the Fix's Jan L. Ross wrote in January, the Fix is in Washington Post, Wasserman Schultz's list of enemies just keeps growing, a list that includes some fellow Democrats and progressive advocacy groups. The consternation dates to at least 2014, when Politico's Edwin Isaac Dovere wrote a lengthy piece about unhappiness with her performance. As of Thursday morning, a MoveOn.org petition called for Wasserman Schultz to resign and had 76,000 signatures. A similar petition at Change.org had 60,000. Wow. It's a lot of people wanting you out of a job. Another on Credo Action's website had 86,000. What if we put them all together? What if we publicize all of these petitions and merge them? That'd be almost 250,000. Plus, that's a lot of people wanting you to leave, wanting you on the welfare line, wanting you on the unemployment line, wanting you looking for a job, leave, go, vamoose. It is clear that Wasserman Schultz is in a difficult spot. One she must almost certainly didn't anticipate at the beginning of the election season. Sanders made the Democratic race far more competitive than anyone imagined. Oh yeah, imagine that. especially when you consider that super delegates were in the ring for Hillary before they even knew who she was running against. That's part of the problem. You understand? That's more unnerving than Schultz, even Schultz, is the fact that these super delegates, because see, Wasserman does not decide anything. Those super delegates who put their name under Hillary's before they even knew who she was running against, they're the problem too. They're just as much the problem. I think more so the problem. That's just my opinion. I can't stand Schultz, but those super delegates, each one of them who sold the people out, they're a problem. Let me give you the last paragraph of this. Hopefully it'll be as strong as I am. You ready? On top of it all, the perception could be virtually impossible to shake. While Sanders will ultimately be judged by the extent to which he rallies supporters to Clinton's side in a general, Wasserman Schultz is already being judged by moves she made early in the primary season. They can't be reversed. Sanders backers might always believe their candidate didn't get a fair shake, and those accusations will probably be part of Wasserman Schultz's media narrative for a long time to go. Or Hillary could be indicted tomorrow. This could all be mute. And then you'll be kissing our butts because you need us so that you can run an actual candidate that can defeat Trump. You idiots. It's very simple. What good does it mean for you to be given the election due to the superdelegates and the Wasserman Schultz, the DNC, and rigged polling and rigged election, right? And then only to be destroyed, dismantled by Donald Trump in the general election because you're untrustworthy and unlikable or indicted. What good would it be? This is where I am, guys. I don't know where you are. Listen, folks, I'd like to know what you have to say. Tonight is Freedom Friday. You call up to the Tim Black at Night show and you get on the phone and you speak your piece. Let it be known how you feel. The only bearer of entry is hate speech. That's the only thing that'll get you banned off the show. As long as you don't call up with hate speech, it's your world for 5 minutes. You understand? So I encourage you all to call up and have your say. I'm having my say now. Have yours tonight. Listen, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, I'm sure you're not watching, but maybe someone who knows you is watching. Quit before Sunday. That way I'll win a bet. Because I said this earlier this week. I was hoping you'd be out by Sunday night at 7 p.m. I think you still got a chance to at least make one person happy. Me. Right? If you got a t-shirt and you have not taken a picture with your t-shirt, your Tim Black t-shirt, all right, go get it and take a picture. If you haven't got a t-shirt, go get a t-shirt, take a picture. Or buy a mug. I have mugs up now too, guys. So you can use a mug too. You want to put the mug up? Because I want to put you all on my webpage, okay? I'm only good because of my people. My people make me better, and I'm only doing great things or bigger things because of people. So I think the splash page of my website will be the people who have my back. How about that? All right. All right, guys. I'll see you. Tim Black out. Also, guys, remember, I'm trying to go to Philly. I have to go to Philly. I'm going to Philly for the DNC so I can stream it to you. Please help me do that by going to my donation page for Philly. It's a trip. I'm also very intent on going to Flint, Michigan. I want to talk to people in Flint. I think it's badly needed. So support me. I'll be tweeting about it. Follow me on Twitter and Facebook. All right, guys. I will see you later.